Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to go over what might be the next best engine in Yu-Gi-Oh! K9. The K9 is a new archetype from Justice Hunters, and I think the deck has, well, not just potential, it's certainly going to be one of the best decks. The only question is like which variant is going to be the best variant, because there are a lot of different ways to play the deck. So I'm going to go over the new cards, and then talk about some ways you can play them and utilize them. The first new card is going to be K9 66A Yokel. It reads, if your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without shipping. You can only use each of the following effects of Yokel once per turn. You can reveal this card in one other level 5 monster in your hand, special summon both, but they cannot be used as material for an XYZ summon of a light monster. That restriction is very important. During your main phase, you can add a non-aqua K9 from your deck to your hand, so all the other ones are not aqua. This is the only aqua one, so it just can't add itself. So basically summons itself and a level 5 from the hand, and then is a Rhoda. Pretty good. K9 17 Azuna. If your opponent controls 2 or more cards, or has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normally summon this card without shipping. You can only use each of the following effects of Azuna once per turn. During the main phase, if your opponent activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send a K9 card from your deck to the graveyard. So if you notice this is a quick effect, you can actually use this during the opponent's turn as well. So like it functions as a hand trap, comboed with another card, which I'm about to tell you about. And the other card is K9, whatever this is, Lupus. Lupus reads, during the main phase, if your opponent activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard, so same, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. During your opponent's turn, you can immediately after this effect resolves, XYZ summon using this card you control. You can only use each of the previous effects of Lupus once per turn. If an XYZ monster that has this card as material gains this effect, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. So basically, during the opponent's turn, you can go special summon the Azuna. If your opponent uses an effect in the hand or graveyard, the Azuna sends the Lupus. Lupus is going to summon itself back out, because your opponent, used an effect in the hand or graveyard, and then you can XYZ summon during the opponent's turn. So what that means is Azuna is a 1-card rank 5 as like a hand trap, which is really, really strong against decks that play into it. Obviously, not every deck is going to play into it, but if your opponent's deck does play into it, having like a 1-card rank 5 is nice, because the disruption you're going to get from like a rank 5 can often be better than the regular hand trap. It's going to be better, not only is it going to be better than a regular hand trap, but you get like a body out of it as well. And the Lupus, because it's used as XYZ material, when it's considered like leaving the field, quote unquote, it's like it's going to stay under the XYZ monster. So when it gets attached to the monster, it's going to be back in the graveyard. So you have Lupus as another resource to use on like a following turn. So the advantage that Azuna gives is actually really crazy, and this doesn't really have any restriction. And if you notice that a Yokel, it says cannot be used as light for material of a light monster. Azuna does not have that restriction. Lupus does not have that restriction, which is going to be important for a card we're going to talk about later. But yeah. The next card is going to be K966B, Lantern. It reads, if your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without shipping. You can only use each of the following effects of Lantern once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target a non-pyro level 5 K9 in your graveyard, special summon both it and this card, but they cannot be used as material for an XYZ of a light monster, basically. And during the main phase, you can add a K9 spell from your deck to your hand. So Yokel summons from hand and adds from graveyard, or adds from deck. A Lantern says we summon from graveyard, and then we can add a spell instead of adding a monster like Lantern or like Yokel. And it does have the light restriction, which the main reason it has these cards have this light restriction is for this card, number 67 Paradise Smasher, which I'm sure you've started to see pop up in the TCG. People have started to play in like Memento, in Master Duel 2, and also like Gem Knight. One of the Gem Knight players who topped the NAWCQ played this as like a going first option. And yeah, if you don't know what Paradise Smasher does, it's a rank 5 that, I'll read it. Once per turn during the main phase, you can detach the materials from this card. Each player rolls a 6-sided die twice. The player with the higher total cannot activate monster effects or declare an attack until the end of the next turn. So it's basically like an Azathoth. And if you make it 3 level 5s, you can actually treat one of the die rolls as 7. So I think the math is somewhere like 91% of the time, this is going to just like Azathoth your opponent. Lock them out of effects, which is crazy. Other new cards, X-Force Liberation. During the main phase, target a K9 XYZ monster you control. Special summon from extra deck a K9 XYZ with a different name by using that monster you control as material. Then destroy one card your opponent controls. At the end of the battle phase, if your Canaan monster battled, this turn you can set this card from your graveyard. So this card's gonna be really cool. At first, I was like not a fan because it seemed like a brick, but in actuality, this card just does a lot. It's a really good like anti-board breaker card because it gives you multiple disruptions. Let's say your opponent like Dark Rollers your board, right? You can target a K9 XYZ, which we're gonna like talk about in a minute, and then you can just pop a card, summon a new XYZ, and that new XYZ is going to do something. So you get multiple disruptions out of this one card. And it's so easy for you to get to the K9 spells that you just get it for free basically like every turn. So you're not like trading another resource to get this spell. And it's obviously the quick play, so you set it and then use it on the opponent's turn. Really, really cool. Another quick play is LC Liberation, and this card isn't as good. It reads it's another quick play. Target a K9 XYZ or a rank 5 XYZ you control. Special summon from the extra deck one K9 with a different name by using that monster's material. Transfer its materials to the summon monster. Then at the end of the battle phase, if your Canaan monster battle, you can set it. The reason why this is worse than the Force Liberation is that it doesn't pop a card. But the difference is that you can use any rank 5, but I think popping the card is like a non-targeting pop is like, I'd rather have that, you know? Then they have another spell, Case of K9. It's a continuous spell. When this card is activated, you can add a K9 monster from your deck to your hand. Obviously, a really good card already. K9 monsters you control gain 900 attack to turn your opponent activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard. That's really important because let's say your opponent, like you're going second, your opponent uses an effect in the hand or graveyard. If you have 3 K9s on board, that's just an extra like 2,700 attack on your field for like no reason. So it's really relevant. And then this card in the spell and trap card zone is destroyed by a card effect. You can set a K9 quick play from your deck or graveyard. That's pretty cool. It doesn't come up too much, but there are definitely ways you can like utilize that, especially depending on the variant you're playing. And they have a trap card. I'm not gonna lie, this card's kind of bad, but special summon a K9 from your hand or graveyard. Then you can special summon a K9 XYZ from your extra deck by using that special summon monster as a material. Destroy during the end phase. And during the end phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a K9 quick play spell in your graveyard, set it. I mean, it doesn't read terrible. Like it gets you like an XYZ, and it's like can reset your quick play. You can use both effects in the same turn, but it's another brick, and it's not necessary. So yeah, but I could see a world where maybe it's used play. But yeah, in the K9 XYZs, there are 3. The main one is going to be Ripper. Ripper is a rank 5. You can detach one material from this card, add a K9 card from your deck to your hand. Then if your opponent activated a monster effect this turn, you can set a K9 quick play spell from your deck or graveyard. This part of the effect is crazy. So obviously a rank 5 that just says like add a K9 card is really good. It's generic too. So immediately the card is like, okay, this card is pretty decent, right? Then if your opponent activated a monster effect, you can set a K9 quick play spell. If your opponent interacts with you, your Rhoda does more. That's just like crazy. Like it's like so good. And then it has another effect, the card's already like really good. When your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, negate that effect. It just stops hand traps, you know, it stops Nibiru, stops like opponents like Azuna, like it just stops like everything. it makes it so that like in the K9 decks you can't like hold your hand traps because they're just gonna get to Ripper and just like negate him. So yeah, the Ripper is just actually crazy. And obviously the end board piece that is a disruption as well, you know, which is like really important. Let's say you're playing against like, I don't know, Orcus, random example, and they go like, you know, Foolish Burial and Heartpour, like you just negate the Heartpour. So that was like the most random example ever, but yeah. And they have the other XYZs, which are not that important. There's Hound. This card's kind of mid. It's a rank 5 that says cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects to turn it is special summoned. Can be somewhat hard out for some decks, but it's whatever. Each time your opponent activates the monster effect, this card gains 500 attack when that effect resolves. During the standby phase, you can attach material, then target a card and then banish it. It's kind of whatever. The real card you're making though is X-Werewolf off the Force Liberation. Werewolf is a rank 9 that reads, when this card has material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of materials attached to it. But the real effect is when your opponent activates the card or effect, you can attach a material, then activate this effect depending on whose turn it is. If it's your turn, you can banish a card your opponent controls and or in their graveyard, which that reads broken, but it's only during your turn. But during the opponent's turn, you can look at their hand and banish a card from it until the end phase. Let's say like you have Ripper, right? Use the effect. Then you use Force Liberation. to like tag out from Ripper into Werewolf. You pop a card because Force Liberation pops a card, then you have Werewolf, and then your opponent activates another card, then you Werewolf effect, banish a card from their hand. So that was multiple disruptions off just that sequence, which is really, really cool. So if you don't notice, this is like a rank 5 deck. It's insanely strong. It's pretty flexible. There aren't really a ton of locks. The only lock is like the light thing. You're not really locked out of links or locked only into XYZs or something like that. So it's really, really good for this archetype. As you notice, there are other rank 5 series as well. Some cards I've been seeing more play recently in the OCG, like Nash Knight, is a rank 5 that basically reads, during the main phase, you can attach 2 materials from this card, attach a number XYZ from your extra deck to this card as material. That's a number between 101 and 107, the anime stuff, I guess. Then you can attach 1 other face-up monster on the field to this card as material. So this is a non-targeting removal, basically. That's just like a quick effect. So like this is like one of the main cards you summon off of the Zuna when you're going Azuna during the opponent's turn as a hand trap. You go summon the Zuna. If your opponent activates a monster effect in hand or graveyard, send the Lupus. Then Lupus effect, summon itself, Lupus XYZ summon the Nash Knight. Now you can Nash Knight, attach a dude from your deck, non-targeting, attach a guy your opponent controls, you know. It's like really good removal there. Yeah, Nash Knight, one of the best removal. I think you can like Nash Knight removal on the opponent's turn if they don't remove the Nash Knight. So it's like a threat they have to deal with too, which is really, really cool. Also, because of like the way the XYZ stuff works, there are actually certain cards you can rank up into. The first card you rank up into is going to be XYZ Nash Knight, which says you can also XYZ summon this card by using regular Nash Knight as material. And it reads you can detach a material from this card, special summon from your extra deck, a number XYZ that has a number between 101 and 107 and its name by using this card as material. I guess like more anime stuff, I don't know. But anywho, something you can summon is C104, Umbral Horror Masquerade. And this reads, basically when this card is special summon, you can pop a spell and trap on the field, but when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, so not in like the hand or graveyard, you can attach a material from this card, negate the activation, then send a random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, and then you also half their life points. So you basically just like negate a monster effect and like hand rip, so pretty good disruption to make. Other rank 5s are going to be like Valon, which just came out in Duelist Advance for us in the TCG. It's Quick Effect Book of Moon. The Chronomally, which is a rank 5, just monster negate. Arc Rebellion XYZ, which just helps you like OTK. Paradise Smasher, which Paradise Smasher is like Avstop, you know, really cool. You can also go into King Tell and then overlay the Deus Machine X over top of the King Tell, which is, you know, it's alright. But yeah, and something to note is that this deck is not just playable pure, it's very, very splashable too. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know K9 Vanquishable already. That's a real like threat. It's like the best deck in the OCG, at least the most represented deck in most regions, at least in Japan. You have like, obviously like the Xiaolong and the Holy Su are going to be level 5, so it has great synergy there. And really you have synergy with like any level 5 deck, to be honest. Another deck is like that is Crystron, you know. Solfador is level 5, Solfafnir is level 5. And you can actually go a Yokel, summon the Solfador from the hand, and the Solfador is going to trigger, milling 2 from the graveyard, and that, like, 2-card combo kind of beats, like, triple hand trap. It's actually crazy. Because, like, Solfador adds a card, it's going to mill 2, and if they stop Solfador, you're like, sure, you know, Yokel can add, and then also Ripper can add as well. And, like, there's, like, another rank 5, River Stormer, which you do play in the deck, which can search Scrap Recycler, which lets you still get to your your Crystron engine. It also lets you get an Orcus engine, but lets you get the Crystron engine. So like that interaction, and then Ripper can also like negate a hand trap. So it just like the interactions beat so many hand traps. It's like so good. Other variants might include Cyber Dragon, which I'm not a big fan of, to be honest, but I haven't looked into it that much. But Cyber Dragon, the duo level 5s, that is like the most common way to play Cyber Dragon in the OCG. It has like some okay success, you know. There's Fiendsmith, because like the cards don't really lock you out of links, so you can actually do like Fiendsmith plays, which is like pretty cool. It does give the pure deck more of like that oomph to it. There's this World Chalice level 5, which in Orcus you can actually like search with the Link 1 Galatea Eye, and so you have like free Yokel fodder, and then you can also go like a rank 5, like your K9 engine gets you to Orcus engine, because you can go like K9, make a rank 5, make River Stormer, search Scrap Recycler, send like Harpour. So your K9 engine gets you to Orcus engine, it gets you to Krishan engine. That's pretty cool. There's a Millennium engine, which is not bad, you know, you don't really use a normal summon. The shield is going to be level 5, which has pretty cool, you know. Your Millennium engine does get you to a level 5. It's not going to be bad. And then yeah, like Chaotic Elements is also a really good card in K9 because it says you can add a level 5 or higher, light or dark, pyro or aqua from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So you can add the Yokel, or you can add the Lantern. So it's gonna be cool. Then like there's like Artifact Mjolnir. This is like a lock you can do. Also other variants that are possible are like a Dragon Tail, because like they technically do have a level 5, but I'm not 100% sure on that variant yet. And then there's also this card, which is like the Negation Fortress, was just like, you only play this in Pure, to be honest. Pure K9, not gonna lie. It's just like a free extender that's like a level 5. Also another card that's level 5 that like some people were main decking in K9 was Lancia. Artifact Lancia. This was like people were main decking because like if you draw it, like it can be like an extender somewhat. Which I thought was cool. Well, like that's probably not going to be a thing for us, especially since Malice is probably getting destroyed in like a couple of days, like a week or two. But yeah, anywho, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said before, I think K9 is really cool. It's really splashable. What's the best way to play K9? It's probably going to be Vanquishful. I'm not going to lie. I think the other ways like Krishan are cool. Vanquishful is just too. The Vanquishful engine is just too good compared to the engine of like all these other decks. Like once you get your Vanquishful engine going, it's like Krishan doesn't really compare. I mean, it's like okay-ish, but like doesn't really compare. Cyber Dragon engine certainly doesn't compare to Krishan's engine, you know. Like Orcus, you know, like the Vanquishful cards are like Holy Suit's too good, Raisin's too good. But yeah. Anywho, that's it. Take care.